Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1326. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's time for a haircut. It's time for a haircut. Hair is just everywhere. See, this is what I do in the morning. Is sometimes it looks like shit, and sometimes it looks less like shit. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I was a little tired this morning. I don't know why. Maybe the weather. It is getting colder. It is getting colder. Cold weather. My computer even says cold weather. It didn't feel as bad though this morning when I took Ernie out to go potty. It didn't feel as cold as what I was expecting. It was actually pretty cold yesterday. You know what I did yesterday? I started filling up. Actually, starting to fill up the storage unit is actually stretch of the truth. I didn't start filling it up. I started getting it ready to fill up. Now I only took because I had to bring some tables. I had to go get some plastic shelving units. I don't take advice from John Keating. Where's he at? He's not here. So I went to Menards, got some plastic shelving. Their plastic shelving are heavier duty now than what they were 5 years ago. Like the plastic units, I have a few left around the house. They're pretty lightweight. Where these are pretty heavy duty, and it's about the same price. They actually didn't go up that much. I think they were $45, maybe $50. But the old shelves I was paying $40 for 5 years ago. So and they're stronger, hold more weight. So that's a good thing. So I went to Menards, grabbed a couple of those shelving units, and they're wider. They're wider than the old ones. I'm like, holy shit, these are a lot better than my old ones for $5 more, $10 more. So I put two shelves together and brought my tables in. I did bring like a monster box and one of those plastic tubs. I just filled it up with like long boxes. I'm starting to fill it with my bulk that I'll so what I'm going to end up doing is, so I've got the shelving units put together. They're in there, and I've got a shelving unit in my shipping room that's all bulk. But I want to take pictures of the actual cards. I was talking about this at the card show on Saturday. Nothing annoys me more on Facebook Marketplace than finding a listing of like 200,000 cards, and it's just a bunch of boxes. It's like, well, I kind of want an idea of what's in there, or at least in the description, put all junk wax commons. It's been cherry picked. Don't expect anything good. Instead of absolute crap ton of cards, which is an actual listing on my Facebook Marketplace with pictures of boxes. Like, I'm not buying the boxes. I want to know what's inside, what's in the box. So before, and that's what I've done in my past bulk lots, maybe a couple pictures of the cards, and then it's just boxes. So this gives me the flexibility to actually kind of lay it out and take some good photos for Facebook Marketplace and maybe move it. I mean, it's all in all, it's still a lot of junk wax. There's a lot of current year stuff, which for me, when I go look through bargain boxes and I see current year stuff, I'd rather see junk wax. I'd rather see junk wax in 80s cards in a quarter box, as long as they're decent. I don't want to see 89 Donruss commons. But if they're stars, I'd rather see that than, oh, this box is loaded with rookies from 2019 hoops. So that's kind of where I'm starting with it. I've got extra signage that I had bought extra signs when I had multiple rooms at the Madison Card Show, which, by the way, is coming up Saturday, November 30th. Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. So I've got some extra signs. I don't use them all. So it's like, I can use these to designate the space in my storage unit. Okay, this is bulk for sale. This is still to be sorted. If, this is whatever else. Binders. I'm going to have a binder shelf. Like, here's all the binders. Here's the price. So these are some of the things that I'm working on. So I put the shelves together, brought a couple tables, and brought just a little bit of cards. Cooter, I'm a step ahead of you. I've got 2 tables already in the storage unit. So I've got 2 of my card show tables in there. I'm actually going to bring even more because I'm not. I have 20 tables altogether, but I think I use 10 to 12. So I might take like a few more. And actually, I should take my lawnmower. I've got a lawnmower that I don't use. I should put that in storage. It's along my wall, and it is kind of a pain. We've got plenty of room, but it's like I don't use it. I should probably just put it for sale on Facebook Marketplace. I'll do that in the spring. Famous last words. I'll do that in the spring. I'll ride my e-bike in the spring too. So yeah, I've got a couple tables. I need to bring a couple chairs because ultimately in the spring or when it gets warm, I plan to do like a bargain box sale. Like come out and everything's a nickel or a dime or a quarter, whatever I decide, whatever I have in there. Come and dig and just have a fun time. It'll attract 2 people, but hey, we'll have some fun. So that's kind of the plan. Brian says, what if you get some snow tires for that e-bike? Fuck that, man. If I tell you what, if I'm not riding my e-bike on a beautiful sunny and 80-degree day, do you think I'm going to get out in the fucking cold and snow? I don't think so. So yeah, got that done, or got that started, I should say. Didn't get it done by any means. So I am looking forward to, I think what I'm most looking forward to is getting space so I can actually get stuff accomplished. I have so many ideas for like auctions and listings, but I just don't have space. It's like, man, I'd love to sort. When I moved into this space, when we moved into this house, it's like, oh, this spot's going to be for my incoming inventory, and then it's going to go over to this shelf. And that worked for a month until I got a few more Goodwill pallets and an estate sale and bulk buys and all that. And now it's like, oh, fuck, I don't have any space. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I did a bunch of shipping yesterday. I did make it over to the storage unit and got things started. Didn't spend too much time over there because I was doing a lot of shipping. I did do some listing. By the way, check out my eBay store. I've got a whole bunch of new auctions live. 99centcards.com. What is today? Tuesday. Sunday night, there's 100 football cards at auction that just went live on Sunday. I think there's about 175 auctions that went live last night. A bunch of vintage. I think last night, vintage baseball. And we're going back to the 60s, maybe a couple 50s cards, but 60s and 70s. A lot of stuff that I picked up at Kirby's in Oklahoma City. So that went live last night. And Ken Griffey Jr. and Bo Jackson singles went live. So that's all at auction. And then, of course, tonight is eBay Auction Tuesday. We'll stream live starting at 7 p.m. Central, and new auctions will begin. I'm trying to put together some, I say don't put lots at auction, but I'm going to put some lots at auction. It's stuff that I don't like. I'm not going to sell as a buy it now. So I don't care now, if it sells for 99 cents, I'm going to be like, fuck, I wish it would have sold for more than that. But hopefully it doesn't. So stay tuned. More auctions coming tonight. And of course, we'll stream live right here on this YouTube channel starting at 7 Central tonight. Cooter wants to know any news on the next Goodwill pallet, or is Goodwill pissed about the trout? I don't think they're pissed about the trout, but there should be one coming. I don't know when. I was led to believe in October, but that is coming past. I don't think they're pissed about the trout, but they might be doing a little more due diligence looking through. the cards. I don't know. So we'll see. Let's go say hello to the chat. Oh, it's a show and tell Tuesday. It's a show and tell Tuesday. I talked about. I think I've said this like 2 days in a row. I'm like, oh yeah. By the way, a friend brought over some cards, and I'm going to show those off, and I just haven't gotten to it. But I did bring them in. So I've got show and tell Tuesday. A bunch of vintage. It's likely you've seen them all before, but they're fun. It's still fun to look at Mickey Mantle cards. Let's go to the chat. David is here. Good morning. Cooter's in the house. What's going on? God's morning, he says. Victor, good morning. Cooter says, good morning. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. Merle is here. Happy Taco Tuesday. I'm still on the search for, in my opinion, the perfect taco. And the perfect taco in my youth was, we had this restaurant called the Longhorn. It's still open. It's called Mix Place now in Anawan, on the corner of on the intersection of routes 78 and 6 in Anawan, Illinois. Mix Place, and pretty happening spot. And it used to be the Longhorn, and the Longhorn was pretty much a supper club. I mean, I guess like I didn't know what a supper club was until I moved to Wisconsin. It was just a steakhouse or a restaurant, but like a supper club, like if the Longhorn in Anawan were put in Madison, Wisconsin, it'd be like, oh, that's just a supper club. So the Longhorn, and they had they were contrarians. They bucked the Taco Tuesday trend, and it was Taco Thursday. In fact, there were a few places around where I grew up where it was Taco Thursday. Maybe that's why. Maybe I just grew up in a contrarian village, in a contrarian area. Where it was Taco Thursday. Fuck your Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Thursday. We're going to be contrarian. So Taco Thursday at the Longhorn. And oh my God, it was like their taco shells were like deep fried. And with the sour cream, oh my God, it was Taco Thursday. And I might have been in college by this time. I was in high school or college. I can tell you what. I can tell you exactly when it was by just looking up when the TV show Ed aired. Remember Ed? Ed TV show. It starred this guy. What the hell was his name? Ed TV series. Tom Cavanaugh. Julie Bowen had a big crush on her. Still do. Ran from 2000 to 2004. So that was like, boom. That was my October. I was a pimply-faced freshman in college, and February 2004, I was supposed to graduate and getting ready to supposed to graduate. So yeah, it was probably my first couple of years when I was at community college, watching Ed on Thursday nights and eating tacos from the Longhorn. And I have not been able to find a taco because I don't think like authentic tacos, like it's not an authentic taco. It's like an Americanized version of a taco, because it's like deep fried. I don't know. I would love to know what they did just so I can be like on the lookout, like how, because I can't explain it. It was like it was deep fried. It was like the taco shell was deep fried. And I've not been able to find a similar taco. I've got to go to like a supper club, I guess, to find a taco like that. Taco Tuesday. Now I'm getting hungry for tacos. Brian says, I think it's time for you to grow the man bun. Good morning. Fuck that. No man buns here. BPC represent. Spartans in the hizzo. Orlando is here. Good morning. Florida baseball card, dude. What the fuck is that? Little bird. Trying to make it. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 nests. And this motherfucker's trying to build another one. Florida baseball card, dude. What's going on? Good morning. Scott is here. Good morning. Happy double broadcast day. It is. It's a 2 for Tuesday. We go live at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Dan says, it's 51 in Korea. It's not that warm here. It's cold. It's a cold motherfucker in Wisconsin. It is 35 It's not freezing, but it's damn close. It's only going to be 49 today. We're going to be in the low 50s for highs all week. Which, hey, for middle of November, you got to take that, right? Because I would imagine like the average high in my area this time of year is in the 40s, maybe upper 30s. I don't know. Good morning, Red Light 34 in the house. Mikey is here. Good morning. He says, shop my eBay store. Cooter says, I reserve any comment on your assembly attempt. Hey, they're standing and they're holding shit, so I done well. Metal shelves, hashtag metal shelves from John. You need a folding table and a couple chairs in the unit so you can do some work there or allow someone to go through boxes if you hold a sale. I'm a step ahead, man. I've got tables already there, and I've got to bring more tables and a couple chairs as well. So that's the plan. Dan says, because of stupid-ass daylight savings time, I have to stay up until 11:30 p.m. now to buy stocks. This is not stupid-ass daylight savings. We are no longer in daylight savings. Daylight savings has passed. This is stupid-ass regular time. So if they take away daylight savings, it'll be like this year-round. So daylight savings has ended. What do they call this time? It's not standard time. We are now in standard time. It's 7:38 Central Standard Time, CST. When is the e-bike headed to offsite storage? Fishing rod. Hey, I use the fishing rod more than I use the e-bike this year. We're not going to ride the e-bike in the snow, that's for sure. John needs to sell his mower. The mower is going first, that's for sure. I need to sell my mower, but that would be human trafficking. My new mower has a snow blade. Gotta love the 1990 John Deere. Man, those things run. I'll tell you what, though. My dad had a Murray. I don't even know. I think we talked about this, and I looked it up, and they still make Murray lawnmowers. They probably don't make them like they used to, but my dad had a Murray lawnmower. I think he said he bought it in like 1978, and he used that motherfucker into the 2000s. It's like, I mean, it was indestructible, a Murray lawnmower. He bought it at Farm and Fleet in 1978. We talked about the Goodwill pallet. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for a Goodwill pallet. Good morning, Flawed Thinker. Mark's in the house. Good morning. Just sold a Brock Purdy card last night for over double the last one back in mid-October. I hope it's not a shill bid, but we shall see. I don't think he's done anything amazing since then. No, I don't think so. Is it an outlier sale? I don't know. Or is it like a rare card that only comes up every once in a while? I'm not sure. Tacos getting exported. Buy American food only, like maize. Good morning, Mr. Archer. Is the trout at PSA grading? No. The trout is in my possession. The trout is here. It got a 7. We talked about this yesterday. After my Matt from 5 Star looked at it close, he's like, do you want to send it to SGC? Because it's probably going to get a 7 at PSA. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, nope, take it to PSA. I don't care. He's like, well, it could get an 8 or maybe an 8.5 at SGC. Like, I don't care. Send it to PSA. I'll take the 7. And that's what it got. So he's like, yeah, it's one of those times that I hate to be right, but PSA 7. I think I'm going to put that in my eBay store for a stupid high price just to get attention. Little marketing. John says, and freedom fries. He loves hard shell. What's your preferred? Hard shell or soft shell? I think usually I prefer soft shell because you can like fold. Sometimes you can, depending on the size, you can fold it up like a burrito. It's like, well, why not just have a burrito? Well, burritos don't have taco meat in it. So I think if you were to like say hard shell, soft shell, I'd be like, soft shell, soft shell. But if it's a hard shell and it's deep fried, I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm completely misremembering. It was 25 years ago. Maybe I'm completely misremembering. Max says supper clubs don't serve tacos. Mine did. I don't know. It would, if you walked in, I don't know, by definition, what is the definition? Have we had that? I feel like I'm living in Groundhog Day. I feel like we've had this debate before. Supper club definition. And I feel like I've looked up the definition of supper club. A supper club is a dining establishment, check, that serves as a social club, check, where people can enjoy good food and company, check. The term can refer to different types of establishments, including traditional supper clubs and underground restaurants. So a traditional supper club, typically located in rural areas on the outskirts of town in the upper Midwest, check, such as Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Illinois, and Iowa, check. They're known for their high-class image, but are still affordable. The menu is usually simple and features American food. Now, taco, is taco American? I think there could be a debate. I think if you're deep frying taco shells, that's an Americanized version of a taco. So I would say, I don't think, and I don't know if they had tacos on the menu every night. I think it was it was kind of like in Wisconsin, it's like a lot of places only serve fried fish on Fridays. And I think that might have been the taco deal. I think they only serve tacos on Thursdays. So, is Bitcoin plummeting? Oh, it got up to like 88,000 yesterday. I looked it up. I don't have any, but I'm curious. Oh, it's down to 85.7. But it's still, if you would have invested $10,000 a year ago on Bitcoin, it would be worth almost 25,000. It hit almost 90,000. Last night, Bitcoin went up to 89,993. It's at 85,708 right now. Mr. Ed, not Mr. Ed, just Ed. Sal Cards, what's up? Happy Tuesday. Hope you had a good weekend of sales. I did not really. My sales, my Friday was great, and then Saturday just took a shit. Sunday was okay, and then yesterday was not that good. Yesterday sucked. So, but I haven't been running auctions. I did list quite a bit of new stuff last week. That hasn't really, I did sell a lot of 71s that I listed that I picked up in Oklahoma City at the card shop. A lot of those have sold. I sold one of my 86 Fleer, but I actually, now that I think of it, I haven't really listed. That's about all I've listed. So I guess I've done okay with what I did list. I'll have to list some buy it now stuff. But this week, this is probably going to be a down week for me because, and again, guess whose fault it is? It's not eBay's fault. It's not any algorithm. It's not the economy. It's me. My sales were down because of what I was doing. Now, they might have been more down than normal, but not much. But they're going to be down this week. I'm already anticipating my sales will be down this week because I don't have any auctions running. I was playing catch up last week and not listing any auctions. I think I do have auctions running Wednesday, though. I think I have Tuesday and Wednesday auctions, and then maybe Saturday, and of course Sunday. And then next week, my next week will crush this week because I'm going to be running a bunch of auctions. So it is what it is. Kevin's in the house. White people taco night. That's what it was. That's what it was. So it was a taco salad shell. Kind of, but it was in taco form. It was not in a taco salad form. It was almost like, I guess what it was, I think what I can compare it to was, It was but it wasn't a hard shell. It was like what's the floppy taco shell called? It was one of those deep fried. It was almost like at McDonald's, at Taco Bell. Now, it was way better. I'm not comparing it to Taco Bell, but one of those shells at Taco Bell that's like soft shell but deep fried. I guess that's kind of what it was compared to, but it was, oh man, they were so good. John says, lunch lady tacos were the best. My braces enabled me to cut right through the hard shells. Are you talking about the lunch lady or the tacos? Brian says, puffy shell tacos are superior to all other tacos. I think I agree. Cooter says, you have now had an authentic taco. Nothing competes with Nina's rice or tacos. The rice, I told my wife, best rice I've ever had. I don't think I've ever uttered those words. Have you ever said, wow, that's the best rice I've ever had? I've never said that, but I did. The tacos, my gold standards is the deep fried supper club tacos from my youth. That's the bar. John says you should move your house so that it's not in the migratory paths of native bird species. Or I could just shut the blind and not be distracted. Logical Collectibles. Curious if you know about how many people attend the card show you host each month. My now 75 table show I host has a consistent 300 to 500 attendees. That's good. That's really good for 75 tables. Not sure how it compares to other shows. I have no idea. Max is here, and it's really hard to just get a gauge because I have multiple entrances. There's no admission, so I'm not clicking. There's multiple rooms. I would say between 1,000 and 1,500, and maybe even more. I don't know. Less than 2,000, but definitely more than 1,000. So somewhere in the 1,000 to 2,000 range, I would say on a monthly basis. Now I can tell you for not 100% accuracy, because some people dodged the dollar admission the first 2 months of my show. The first 2 months of the Madison Card Show, it was just in the upstairs ballroom. You had to pay $1 to look at all 17 tables. Now you can come in 140 tables and at one time 200 tables and not pay a thing. Some people did dodge the admission. Okay, if you want to save $1, I guess you need it more. But it was a great gauge to count how many people came through. In the first show, I think we had 160. At least we made $160 on admission. So maybe a little more than that. Of course, that doesn't count vendors and family that was sitting with them. And then the second show, I think, was like 200. And then stopped taking admit. Couldn't find somebody to take the money. So it's like, fuck it. Because we were paying the second month my mom did it, and I tried to pay her and she wouldn't accept it. The first month we hired somebody that worked at my co-promoter's office, and we basically paid her what we got in admission fee. And it's like, all right, if we have to pay somebody now, hopefully the goal is to bring more people in than what we have to pay the person at the front, but people are sneaking in through the other elevators, and it's like, all right, it's so much easier to not have to worry about this. Gundy is in the house. He says, good morning. 32 degrees in Blair, Wisconsin this morning. It's like, it is freezing. It's freezing in Blair. It's above freezing here. 35 degrees. Stadium Club seems like a good seller for me. Good deal. Typically new release products will move. Allen & Ginter was a great mover for me. I don't know what my sales are at this point, but I've got some auctions running. I think they end tonight, some of them. So once these auctions end, I'll take a look back and see. I don't know if I'm going to hit profit on Allen & Ginter, on my case of Allen & Ginter. I saw I was thinking my case was pretty good. Even though, I'm not making good sales, Ginter is all about, the singles, the $1.50, the $2 sales. But I'm looking at other case breaks and I got a fucking dud compared to everybody else's case that I saw. Fuck. Yeah, my case sucked. But at the time, I'm like, I had fun. That's why you don't go out and look at other people's case breaks. Because then it's like, oh shit. I was like, hey, this is a good case. Like, probably won't make money, but I don't rip Allen and now. Ultimately, yes, I want to make money on it, but that's not the end goal. Like, I just want to have fun. I love ripping it. I add Cubs to my collection, but I don't want to lose money on it. Stu, good morning. Nice Trout auto. 7 is okay. I'd say for a first Bowman Chrome blue refractor, Mike Trout auto, a 7 is just okay. Mark says, you have bird visitors. I have a deer family who chills on my deck. I'd rather have deer than birds. When I leave in the morning for work, I swear they nod at me like, hey, have a good day. You too. Soft tortilla. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Soft shell flour tortillas. Yes. Soft shell. I like soft corn tortillas. Yeah, I'm a soft flour tortilla. That's my jam. Flawed Thinker says, oh man, I missed the stream yesterday. A PSA 7 on a Trout you found in a box is still so awesome. I think so. Always a bummer to get lower grades, but it's still one of his best cards. Congrats. Absolutely. It's one of those like, oh, too bad it didn't get a 9. It's like, yeah, but I got it in a fucking Goodwill pallet. Like, that's what it's funny. Like, they're like a Terry Bradshaw rookie that's been in a box in my basement for a year, sitting at the bottom of a pile. And oh, it's too bad there's a corner ding. Like, Jesus Christ. I probably paid a penny for this card. John says the delta between an SGC 8 and a PSA 7 can't be that much. I don't think so. And this is kind of the math that I did. There's no comps on that I could find going back historically, at least like the last 3 years on this card. So I don't know, but I would assume in just what John's final sentence says, factor in the insurance charge in quotes, and SGC might have made sense. The difference is probably that it's probably a $500 difference. Like a PSA 7 is probably still worth more than a SGC 8. And it's probably the difference of the upcharge from PSA. You know, you pay $20 at SGC, $500 at PSA, and that difference is probably the difference between slabs. And I just think from a marketing standpoint, a PSA slab is just going to be like, oh, it's in an SGC slab. So I love SGC, but just not for cards like this. You know, a lot of those cards behind me in that showcase are SGC because I just love the look. But when it comes to something like this, it's like this isn't for my personal collection. Like, I'm going to sell this, so I want it in a PSA slab. Does a supper club not have entertainment? I don't know. I think supper clubs, they used to. I don't know if modern day like the supper clubs that I've been to here, I think they have like nights of entertainment where it's not like nightly, like Ruth on piano. Now, my grandma, and I say Ruth on piano because my grandma Ruth would play piano at the Longhorn back in the 70s. So that's what, they had. And then they'd bring in like the Wagon Wheel Opry or, you know, some random. So the Longhorn did have live entertainment. I think that's kind of just a thing of the past, though, with supper clubs. You know, the owners or managers are the entertainment. In many cases, that is the case. My Little League Baseball banquets were held at a VFW in Summit. I've been to some VFW card shows. Crispy tacos for Stuke. Max is soft flour. That's where I'm at, soft flour. Hard shells are for serial killers and people that have no feeling in their mouth. Stuke says we enjoyed the Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. Great place. That is, we rarely go up to the Dells, but if we do, it's Ishnala, and there's one other. It's in what's it called? Del Bar. So Del Bar and Ishnala are the two haunts that when we go to the Dells, that's where we go. John says fish on Fridays was probably to satisfy those sinful Catholics. I know, right? I have comments, but I'm gonna keep those to myself. There is a supper club in Manhattan. Went there for an engagement party. It's a restaurant with entertainment a la carte. Brian says it's a corn tortilla fried. Tortilla. Shady Maple Smorgasbord is the best all-you-can-eat buffet in America. Prove me wrong. I can't because I haven't been to every smorgasbord in America or all-you-can-eat buffet in America. If I do, I'll get back to you. Bargain Boxer says, logical. I went to the Crawfordsville show this weekend. Is it legal for that one dude to be raffling off his collection? We talked about this the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what the state law is in Indiana, but I don't think that's legal. Johnny M, it's like, what's up, Johnny M? It's like auctioning off your Dodge Charger on a Facebook group, who was an admin of a scammer group, and then he got arrested for it, or he got ticketed. I think it was probably, I don't know what's the technical term for arrested, but he got in trouble for it. Unicorn Cupcake says most raffles are illegal raffles unless they are a non-profit raffle. Max says, I tried to tell you that. John says, interesting take on your Ginter margin. Interesting take of probably not making money. Good morning, JG. Sheena's in the house. Yes, I got to see Sheena in Rockford on Saturday. I probably, unless you're going to the Spectacular, I'll see you in Madison on November 30th. Brian's here. Offbeat All-Stars in the house. Logical Collector says, you didn't introduce yourself to me. LOL, would love to meet you. Maybe December. There you go. Bargain Boxer says, I'm the only guy at your show walking around pulling a suitcase. Johnny M says, got about 50 slabs sitting around. Going to put on auction at 99 cents and hope to get rid of them. Low-end junk. I don't know why they bothered to grade them. Those tend to move. I was surprised. Some of the junk slabs that I put up for auction a while back, it's like sold for like $4 plus $4 shipping. I'm like, huh. I would have put that in my dollar box at a card show. Unicorn Cupcake says to Max, you should try putting a soft shell outside the hard shell and make it the hard shell less annoying. That's what Taco Bell does with one of their things. Is it the Gordita Crunch? Is that what they do? DR says, just signed in. Happy to catch some food talk on the way into work. Absolutely. Shady Maple is 20 minutes from my house. What's your opinion? Asks Unicorn Cupcake. John says it's good, but the house always wins. Ah, yeah. Senior skip day near me is when the kids go to Shady Maple. Cooter says the cards I submitted at Dallas are already on their way home. That's another good thing about SGC. Can't beat SGC service, price, and turnaround. And they just look better than a card entombed in a PSA blister pack. And I do agree with that, 100%. For my personal collection, it's SGC all the way. If I'm looking to make money, it's PSA all the way. Unless it's pre-war vintage, then it doesn't really matter. SGC is in PSA are about the same. And like I mentioned yesterday, like I'll pay a premium. If it's a T206, I'll pay more for an SGC 1 over a PSA 1. Unicorn Cupcake says, I'm sure they love to see a bunch of kids skipping school coming into their restaurant. Money is money. I bet they do. It's like, hey, senior skip day. Money, 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 money. Max says, nah, the crunch and taste are just off-putting. I'll stick to what I like. Double-decker taco. There you go. Let's do a little show and tell, speaking of vintage. So my friends of ours came by for trick-or-treating, and he was asking about the trout and talking about that. And he's like, my dad's got a bunch of old cards. He's like, we have no idea what they're worth. Like, can you like take a look at them and like just, let us know? He's like, they just been sitting, for years and years. I'm like, yeah. So he brought them over and he brought these like display cases. And I'm like, oh, wow, these are actually really good. Cause I'm expecting like a bunch of beat up junk wax or even beat up 60s and 70s cards. But So here's one showcase. You got a 63 Hank Aaron, a 60, 1960 Willie Mays. It's a Bob Euchre up there in the corner, Red Shandings, Joe Torre. My guy Joe Tinker down at the bottom, 61 Fleer, I think. So that's some good shit right there. They look really sharp, but that's because the matting. I think they're probably beat up. I don't know. Maybe these are in best condition. You can tell some of these, unfortunately, were like hanging on a wall, like getting sun. The Johnny Unitas up here in the corner's got some sun fading. So here's some football, some Johnny Unitas. There's a couple Jim Browns, Fran Tarkenton down there at the bottom. Yes, some of these are sun faded. I noticed the Lou Brock is really sun faded on this one. Lou Brock rookie. Some of these I will have to take out. And the Gaylord Perry rookie, Eddie Matthews, Maris, Ernie, 62 All-Star Hank Aaron. What is going on here? Oh, that one fell apart. So here's some more baseball. 56 Mays and Spawn. Brooks Robinson. There's a 57 Mays. Stan. 60 Mantle. Bob Gibson. So some good shit. Good shit. So I'm going through and getting kind of a rough estimate on recent solds. I shared like best way to look these up, eBay sold listings. They don't know anything. The thing is, like, when you tell like eBay sold, like to somebody that's not like any of us, like there's so many, like it's overwhelming. Even if you say, well, just go to eBay sold and type in, like they may not even know, well, I don't even know what year this is. Like people that don't know cards don't even know how to, look up cards. You'd have to Google Mickey Mantle baseball cards. So just kind of guiding them through that. eBay sold, and then it's like, well, how come this one's $10,000 and this one's only $150? And that one might be a PSA 9, and this one's just a raw beater. So going through that and looking this stuff up for them. So I'm like, ultimately, what do you want to do? They do want to sell them. So, I may be interested in buying them. So I don't know. We'll see. So I've got to add it up. It might be more than I want to pay, but maybe we'll come to a deal. I don't know. But yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens. You get them displayed, and because these look like just kind of Target or, Michael's display cases that get faded. Where we at? 61 Fleer. JG has not tried SGC out yet. I love SGC. For my PC, it's number one. Max says, JG, don't throw your cards in the trash. Business must be waning if they're getting stuff out in a couple days. I'm not throwing my cards in the trash. I submit to SGC. Those look sun faded. Yes, they are. Cool displays. He did a nice job. Yes, he did. Displays are nice, but that's what happens. Yes, absolutely. So that's what I had for today. Don't forget, tonight we go live 7 p.m. right here on YouTube for eBay Auctions Live. I've got plenty of auctions ending tonight, new auctions beginning, and I added a whole bunch of auctions last night. New auctions went up Sunday night. Football went up Sunday night. Last night, I think, was all baseball. Some 60s and 70s baseball went live last night, and Ken Griffey Jr. and Bo Jackson singles went live at auction. Tonight, I've got tonight's new auctions, kind of a hodgepodge. I've got some more Allen and Ginter going up. I've got some low serial number, Gary Carter, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Schmidt, Daryl Strawberry rookie, some serial number football, low serial number Hines Ward, some Jeters, some football rookies, some first Bowman Chrome, some Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, some relics, Trout and Acuna, a couple autos. So a bunch of just random shit going up. And I'm going to try to put some lots that I just, want to move at auction tonight as well. So eBay auctions live tonight, 7 p.m. Central, right here on YouTube. And make sure to get those bids in on other auctions. I think I have auctions ending tomorrow night also. I think I've got Wednesday. I think this week my auctions ending are tonight, tomorrow night, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I'm going to try to get auctions up every night this week, just to keep churning and burning on what I've got going on. So that's what I had. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit up my eBay store at 99centcards.com. Oh, also, Saturday, November 30th is the Madison Card Show. Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. free admission, 140 dealer tables. We've got Dell's going to be back this month. So always great to have Dell at the show. Dell's got great 50-cent boxes, and he's got non-sport, baseball, football, basketball, a great selection. I bought a whole bunch of shit from him a couple months ago. He comes about once every 2 or 3 months. So he'll be back this month. So always great to have him at the show. Who else is my buddy Brandon's coming? He's setting up for the first time. Childhood friend from Anawan. So come on and see us Saturday, November 30th. It's Thanksgiving weekend at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Have a great day. You too, Orlando. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in about 11 hours for eBay Auctions Live. See you then.